And we're live for episode number 50 of this podcast, the Illini Basketball Podcast, of course. It's very professional of me to be looking at my phone while I'm doing this intro, but I'm trying to share the damn thing. I mean, I can never find it on Facebook, and I feel like that's kind of the way every one of these starts, and I like it that way. But halfway to 100, of course, the big one, number 50, and really nothing better than being able to talk about a ref show like we saw last night. I'm excited to get into that because
absolute ref show.
I think I have a lot of things to say about this game, and it might get heated, it might not. We'll see. If you want to leave any comments, we'll throw them up on the screen. Questions, whatever you got, all that stuff. Okay, let's do it. Illinois beats Indiana 75-71 in overtime in a classic ref show. And the game that was actually 2.5 hours long, basically in regulation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Very exciting.
I think it was like almost 10 o'clock with 12 minutes left in the second half. It was unreal.
That's the best ref show I've ever seen in terms of the amount of fouls that were called.
Yeah.
Combined with how those morons had no idea what they were doing. How many times there was clock issues. I guess that's not their fault, but of course, a trash crew like that.
But it had to go look at everything. I mean, it made so the game had no momentum at all.
Yeah, there's no rhythm whatsoever. I mean, Illinois outplayed them when they had extended amounts of actually, playing for more than a minute straight, which happened like twice. But I know we don't like Dan Dockich and we complain about him a lot. But that's the perfect game to have him when the refs are that bad.
Yeah, because he'll tell you about it. So
I mean, he flat out said the IO charged the end. That was a bad call.
Yeah, I think we could have done without a half hour talk about people going to the NBA. But
yeah, that definitely.
I don't know if that's on him or if that's on ESPN.
It's definitely not on him. It's definitely on ESPN being idiots. Let's interrupt a good, solid Big Ten rivalry game for NBA draft talk where we take up like part of the screen to show you the prospects.
Yeah.
And how Franz Wagner is the number one NBA prospect in the Big Ten, which is total garbage.
Yeah.
Very exciting. I got to find the names of these officials so I can call them out one by one, but you go ahead.
All right. Our predictions, I had 78-67. Ethan had 80-71. So we were around there. It took overtime to get there, but Illinois didn't dominate like I thought they would, but give credit to a lot of Indiana defense on that. But as far as player of the game, I believe we both agree Trent Frazier, back-to-back
games, yeah.
Great games, yeah. So hopefully this is really turning it around for him. But 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and he hit that 3 and yelled cash, and apparently get teed up for that these days. So I don't know what that's about. If the refs were trying to make a point, okay, but when Trace Jackson Davis throws a dunk down and flexes at Brad Underwood, I think you kind of got to do the same thing. But I guess the refs wanted to make it known that they were in charge right out the bat. So
well, the funny thing is both ESPN games had these taunting technicals. The Baylor Texas game had one on Texas, which was more blatant than what Trent did, but
they
stupid call.
Yeah, the kid from Texas got teed up, and then they showed the kid from Auburn threw that one down and literally shoved the guy over and stood over him and didn't get teed up. So I mean, it's inconsistencies all around with refs, but for him to make a 3 in front of the bench and say cash, I don't care if he's looking at him or whatever. That is absurd to tee him up for that.
Really set the tone for how bad they were going to call this.
Right. But Trent, he was unreal. In a game where Io struggled, they couldn't get the ball to Kofi very well. Trent really stepped up. He was 4-9 from 3. He did have one wide open 3 with a minute 10 left that I thought. I mean, I was out of my seat, already putting up the good sign. Yeah, he did. The one it wasn't the greatest of shots, but the other one that he missed wide open kind of surprised me. Sometimes when you're that wide open, though, it's harder to make, I think. But he again played the most minutes out of the team. He played 43 minutes of this 45-minute game. So he's playing a long time. He's playing good defense, and he just kind of put the team on his back and said, "I'll take you there." So you got to love that. Towards the end of regulation and then into overtime, he had 11 straight points for the team. So pretty good. As far as Io, like I said, he struggled a little bit. 2 of 11 from the field, and I saw somebody say that he missed 4 layups in the first half, so he had to miss 6 or 7 layups. And those were the shots he was making in the game before, where those are Io shots, and that's only he can make them usually. I felt like he got banged around a few times when he went in, and no calls were made, but it is what it is. He did make all his free throws, so good on that. And he had 2 steals. So defensively, the team played well, even with as many fouls that were called. And he ended up getting his 5th foul on a charge call, which charges go both ways. So it is what it is. It's kind of hard to stop yourself once you leave your feet and then a guy runs under you, but kind of a bad way to take out one of the best players. But Illinois kind of rebounded. I mean, there were 7 minutes and 40 seconds left when he got his 5th foul, and I text you and I'm like, this isn't good. It might be over. And Illinois rallied, and Trent was a big part of that rally. And then when it went into overtime, I was really worried not having Io, but I felt like it kind of made Underwood coach a little bit more.
That couldn't have been good.
It actually worked out, I think. Not saying, hey, get the ball to Io and let him create. It made it more of a team game. End of regulation, Curbelo with the ball, kind of scary. Trent's the one carrying you. You text me. He's got to get a touch there. And Dan Dockich even said it. That's who you need to get a touch. Curbelo found a nice shot for Kofi. Kofi just missed it. But, it was just tough having Io out. But it's got to be good for the team. They got to feel good about that they went out and they won this game without him. And my biggest stat for Io of the night is he pulled down 6 rebounds, which he's been getting 1 or 2 a game. Finally got 6, which says a lot in a game where he wasn't scoring a lot. So contributing in other ways is always good.
Nobody makes it harder for themselves to rebound than this Illinois team does.
They seriously, I think there were 4 guys under the hoop one time and nobody grabbed it. And there was one,
that happened like
one Indiana player. Yeah. Illinois came out with the ball, but I just don't understand how they don't grab the ball off the hoop. It drives me crazy. So.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's possible. And they do it almost every game, but can't they not call those like charges or block calls at the end of the game? Like, why do we have to call something every time?
Right. And that's what I guess when a body goes down, they feel some refs feel like they have to. I like the no call.
Definitely did.
I like the no call. I know Jay Billis likes the no call on a lot of those.
His left leg was clearly still moving when they made contact.
Yeah. Yep. And Io was already in the air. There's no way for him to stop himself once he's left the ground. And the guy doing it with Dockich said, he even said, he goes, we don't want to be biased. We don't want to sound biased, but that's a terrible call. And it absolutely was. But Illinois got one back. Miller, he was in the restricted line when he got the charge. So it is what it is, I guess. But Kofi, about the only guy that can get double digits rebounds, had 16 points, 10 rebounds, now leads Division I in double doubles with 12, I believe. So and he had 2 blocks, 2 of 2 from the line. He's shooting his free throws way better than he was. And as always, good things happen when Kofi gets the ball. And Illinois struggled at times getting him the ball last night. And props to Indiana with their defense. They were going to make Illinois beat them from 3 to start the game. And then Curbelo gets put in and kind of gets this floor spread out a little bit and changes it up to where Kofi can get the ball a little bit more. But he needs to touch the ball 10, 15 more times a game, I think. If Illinois is really going to make a run. But as far as Grandison, got another start. I guess he's officially a starter. Only played 17 minutes last night. He had 2 turnovers. He was about the only guy trying to get the ball to Kofi, and he struggled at getting it to him. Had a couple bad turnovers, and I think that he got benched for longer than maybe he should have. But I feel like Underwood forgets he has players on the bench sometimes. We've talked about this before, but he only played 17 minutes, but he hit a 3 and pulled down a few rebounds. But he's solid. He's going to be a solid 4 when Georgie was out with the foul, which was absolutely terrible call too. His 5th foul, I believe, was worse than Io's 5th foul. He was fronting the guy and tapped it away, and I don't know what the ref saw to call the foul, because the ref wasn't even on the side where he could see if Georgie was hanging on to him, which he absolutely wasn't. But he put in good minutes, 16 minutes, 2 of 5, and he did the one thing you didn't want him to do, but he made it.
Yeah, so. I didn't like that.
Hit a 3. So, yeah, I mean, Georgie had a good game. He
had as many 3s as Adam Miller.
He did, which I don't know. Adam Miller, does he continue in his starting role? Do you think that they change that? Because I didn't think his defense was that good last night either. He was losing guys, and Illinois' defense was atrocious in the first half. They were going under screens, letting people shoot 3s, not getting their hands up. But Adam, I didn't think his defense was good.
I thought his defense was okay early in the second half. Okay. He helped create some plays. Trent had a couple of steals. Miller was fronting that guy. Anyway, but I don't know. I don't think he should be a starter in the next game.
Okay.
He's a freshman. Send a little bit of a message, but I think he will start.
But who do you put in? Curbelo, or do you put DeMonte in for him?
Against a team like Wisconsin, I would probably put DeMonte in.
I would agree.
But I still think it's going to be the same starting 5, because they've won 3 games in a row with the starting 5, including beating Iowa and beating Indiana on the road.
Right, and I think that Curbelo has too many mistakes against a veteran team like Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and I think that they would expose him a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, but Curbelo in this game, I mean, he was phenomenal for a good portion of that second half. He had 8 points in the second half, 12 for the game. He went 6 of 9 from the free throw line, which is good enough, I guess. Missed a front end of one that Illinois really needed, but he ended up getting 4 assists, which he does too. So he keeps getting assists. He gets 1 or 2 steals a game.
I keep messing it up.
Did you break it? But I think the biggest thing about Curbelo, he did struggle down the stretch, but Illinois' defense down the stretch was really good, and Curbelo had to play a lot of that with 4 fouls. So he did say, I don't think we won the ball game because of offense. Yeah, that plays a part of it, but our defense in overtime was huge. And in Curbelo's defense, his hands are really good. He does make mistakes. There was a play where the guy drove to the hoop and Curbelo decided to slap at him when there was no time left on the shot clock. He wasn't taking a good shot. But, Curbelo does that stuff. So you take the good with the bad with him. So, and he also said, or Underwood said of him, Curbelo controlled the second half, got in the paint and broke them down. And that's what he does. He cuts through defenses. He makes space, and it's something that the team lacks when he's not in. So when Curbelo's in and he can do that stuff, it really helps this team. But Illinois as a whole, everybody said it last night. It was a gutsy win. It was a grinded out. Everything thrown against you, you still pull it off. I thought that was fantastic. Illinois only had 10 turnovers, which they're averaging 14, 15 a game. Miller had 3 of those. I hate to throw him under the bus, but
Two of them on back-to-back possessions, basically.
Yes, and one was just that one pass to, I think it was to Grandison, that bounce pass. That was awful. I mean, absolutely terrible. And everybody talks about Curbelo, and I sent you that message of that guy going crazy on Curbelo on Twitter about his turnovers and all this stuff. Curbelo only had one turnover yet last night. There were times where he fumbled the ball around, but he got it back. So I think people just need to calm down. He's still learning. He's still a freshman. But I talked about it before. The defense in the second half was what won this game. The defense in the first half was absolutely terrible. Indiana went on a 13-3 run to end the half. So, and Underwood kind of went after him about it. He said it was the first time in a while that I've been really, really upset with my basketball team at half. Giving up 41 points was not conducive to going to win on the road. I don't know.
They gave up 43 in Northwestern.
And that's what. Yeah, and he said he really challenged the guys at halftime. He hadn't had to do that in a long time. Northwestern wasn't that long ago, but hey, selective memory. I don't know, but
maybe he didn't do that at halftime.
And he said that
he didn't say anything.
Yeah, and he said that he really challenged Kofi because Kofi struggled defensively in the first half, and in the second half he was getting stops with his hands up in the lane, not fouling, which was unbelievable considering the refs. So I don't know. Illinois, I was kind of surprised with 4.5 seconds left in overtime, and Illinois was up 3. That Indiana didn't try to make the second free throw. They tried to go for the tie there because they probably, Illinois makes both free throws. Even if they don't, they have 2.5, 3 seconds left. So to go for that at that point was surprising to me, but I'm glad that Illinois fouled. That's one of those things. Do you foul? Do you not? And I believe that was the right choice last night. So big Illini stats and notes if you want to know. First overtime win that Illinois has had in Bloomington since 1949 in an all-out scoring battle, 44-42. So good point to know. And so I don't know. I don't know if you want to go after the refs anymore. We kind of went after him a little bit. Underwood was told after the game, or a reporter said to him, obviously we're going to write about fouls. And Underwood said, don't do that. Don't do that. So
52 fouls. So
52 fouls. It was hard to watch. It really was.
66 free throws, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody wants to watch a game like that. So,
well, the refs, the douchebag refs made it all about themselves. If you just want to name them, Robert Riley, you suck. Lewis Garrison Jr., you suck. Kelly Pfeiffer, you suck. Nobody watches these games on ESPN. This is a big broadcast, probably a lot of people watching. Mm-hmm. Nobody watches it for you to blow the whistle every single possession. It ruins the game. Completely ruins the game. Literally nobody wants to watch the ref show.
Nope.
And you guys successfully made it about yourselves, and hopefully and probably cost yourself an opportunity to go anywhere near a conference tournament or the NCAA tournament because you suck. And if whoever controls the refs, whoever controls who does what game and all that stuff, I don't know who does that, but they should probably take last night and be like, well, these guys are done, and get them out. They're done. You suck. You can't call 52 fouls and let a team shoot 32 free throws, let the other team shoot 34 free throws in a conference game. You suck.
Yeah. And I think Illinois did after Indiana went into the bonus. It was like with 12 minutes left in the half. And Indiana hadn't made a bucket in, I don't know,
God,
ages.
Indiana did not belong in this game.
That's how they got the lead, which is absolutely disgusting. That's how they got the lead. But I thought Illinois kind of did better towards the end of the game. And then halftime, I thought they did really good, considering that they were in the double bonus for most of the second half. So I got 2 more quotes, and we can move on. Underwood said at the end of the day, this game could resonate a lot because we didn't have Io in the end. So I think that's huge. I think it's good for the team that they found a way to win without their quote unquote star. And it's going to help them moving forward. And then everybody loves Curbelo when he comes to the podium. I guess he's a very good guy to interview. But he said that was big time. That was big time. We've got to keep improving, learn from it. Ugly game, but we found a way to get a W. So
anyway, back to the refs.
Yeah. How about this one?
Yeah, I guess I'll go on this one. I just every time he made a play, he acts like he just like won the championship or posted the guy. I mean, calm down, man.
He did, yeah.
Seriously, how many points? How many points did he have last night? Let's see. I got it right in front of me. How many of those were from free throws? 7. Wow. So you didn't do very much, man. You were 6 of 18 from the field, 7 of 10 from the line. You're not that good, okay? So stop.
He is good, but
just because everyone tells you how good you are, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Also, All-American, give me a break. That guy's not an All-American.
That was insane.
How about you average a double-double, then come back to me? I know he's averaging 20 points and 8 rebounds. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So. There's got to be, if you look at current All-Americans, is he even top 5 at his position on that list? I mean, maybe.
Depends what list it is. Power forward, I would say. He's up for the award for best power forward.
I'm not going to lie. I just voted for him today.
What the hell?
I mean, I'd rather somebody from the Big Ten win it, regardless.
I'd rather not.
I know you don't like him.
Well, he needs to stop, celebrating as much as he does. I'm all for celebrating, but when you do it as many times as he was doing it, and also he flexes towards the bench and they don't call the technical.
I know. And then he after he made the fadeaway jumper, which I don't know why he was fading away at the end of the half, he seriously looked at the bench and was licking his lips like a weirdo. He just did
a buzzer beater.
Yeah. It's just halftime, buddy.
Jesus. What an idiot. So first team All-Americans right now, I would say probably guard-wise, if I had to guess what it would be, not really putting in the fact of what I think it would be, you'd probably go first team All-Americans would be Jared Butler's going to be on there. I think Cade Cunningham will probably be on there. Io will probably be on there. And then forward-wise, you got to have Kispert in there. He's the best shooter in the country. And then Garza. So he's not a first-team guy. And then second team, you got to have Jalen Suggs on there, Gonzaga. And then you probably got to put Marcus Carr on there, averaging 21 points. Even though I would go Davion Mitchell over Marcus Carr. I don't care how many points Davion Mitchell is averaging. He's one of the most impactful players in the country. What he does defensively. Baylor has the 2 best on-ball defensive guards in the country that are also extremely good offensively. It's really not fair. So that's why I think Gonzaga and Baylor would be a Baylor victory. But, I don't know who else you put on there. Maybe Herb Jones, Alabama. Maybe Drew Timme, Gonzaga. Maybe Hunter Dickinson, Michigan. And then your center would probably be Evan Mobley.
So what you're saying is Trace Jackson Davis doesn't deserve
maybe second team. Maybe second team. I don't know. But they were acting like he was a first team guy. Chill out. Jeez. Dockich went to Indiana, so he's going to have that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, true.
So Illinois did win the rebound battle. How about that?
They did.
And they won the turnover battle. 5 less turnovers. How about that?
Yeah. And I believe they won free throws, right?
And they won free throws, but they lost field goal and 3-point.
Okay. But Indiana missed 10 or 11 free throws. So Illinois shot
11. Illinois missed 8.
72%.
75.
Numbers I didn't write down, but
Illinois 38% from the field, Indiana 40%, Illinois 36% from 3, Indiana 50% because they only took 8, and then Indiana 67% from the line. So And offensive rebounds were actually tied 11-11, which semi-surprising, but whatever. So I guess that's that game. Thank you to the officials for coming out.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
I hope we don't ever see again.
We'll probably see him on Saturday. I don't know how it gets that bad. How do they let it get out of control? You got to think at halftime there's like someone from the NCAA, if they actually care about the sport, calling and be like, "Hey, idiots!"
The second half was worse than the first.
Exactly. You'd think someone would say, "Stop calling every possession. You find some sort of foul." Like, it's ridiculous. Anytime someone touched anybody, it was a foul.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to letting them play? Can you imagine if the Iowa-Illinois game was officiated like that? I would have lost my mind. Oh, my God. All right. Let's show this for a second. The bracket cam brought to you by something. Just a little update,
If anybody wants to sponsor it, feel free to get a hold of us.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
StreamYard's not free.
So this is what this is. This is as of yesterday, before yesterday's games. You can see Illinois in the left there, bottom left.
I can't. Can you make it full screen?
If I did. Turn
now
on
we
when I do that.
Now we can't hear you. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, see, if I got up and went over there, you still wouldn't be able to hear me.
Oh, it's better now. I've made it bigger on my screen. Where are you going? Back in the warehouse. Why do you have to make a big circle like that? Just get
Illinois,
right there.
right there.
Okay, there. Yeah, I can see it now.
Villanova.
Is that a 4 seed?
Michigan. UCLA, Indiana. Oklahoma State, Maryland, Providence, Missouri. There you go.
That's where Illinois is going to be at. We're professional non-bracketologists.
That was a good behind-the-scenes look for you.
That was good. I liked it.
All right. Okay, so now we can do whatever else we're supposed to do in this episode. Underwood, thankfully, staying away from the
Underwood. Thin ice.
So he's not with the thin ice yet.
Not on the thin ice.
And even if they lose this game, which is Saturday against Wisconsin, we both press that. I wouldn't blame him, or I wouldn't say that thin ice.
No.
They lose 2 in a row, then you got a problem. But
I mean, Wisconsin's really good.
Did they only play Wisconsin the one time last year? They beat them at Wisconsin in December of 2019, I believe. And I think that's the only time they played.
I believe you're right.
96% sure. So this will be the first matchup between them in over a year, 14 months, basically. It's not going to be easy. Wisconsin is a top 5 Big Ten team. If you look at the bracket cam, I'll find them somewhere here. I have them as a 5 seed in Region B.
Did I see that Lenardi moved Illinois up to a 2 seed?
I think he did after last night.
He took out Iowa, I guess, and put Illinois there.
Yeah, it's smart, It's smart. Mm-hmm. As you can see, bracket cam, Wisconsin is somewhere in the top right. So Wisconsin and Arkansas is what I have there, and then I pressed the button again, so that's good. But anyway, so Wisconsin is 14-5 on the year, 8-4 in the Big Ten. The game is at 1:30 Central Standard Time on Fox. So hopefully no Bardo. We'll see though. They're 2-2, 2-2 in their last 4 games. They lost to Ohio State. They lost to Penn State. Then they beat Penn State last night after a game that was close at the half, and then Wisconsin completely took it over.
Finally took over, which is good. Them losing back-to-back games to Penn State would have been real bad.
Yeah, and it would have been bad if Illinois loses to them because you're like, wow, you just lost to a team that lost to Penn State twice.
Exactly.
But Ohio State, they got manhandled by Ohio State. They were never even really – it was close, but I didn't feel like Wisconsin had much of a
Had
chance in
much of
that
a
game.
chance, yeah. Yep.
If we look at the Haslametrically speaking stats and the overall, Illinois 9, Wisconsin 10, so they're close.
Mhm.
Offensive efficiency, Illinois 20th, Wisconsin 28th. Defensive efficiency, Illinois 7th, Wisconsin 5th. And then strength of schedule, Illinois 11th, Wisconsin 30th. Expected outcome is Illinois 68.09 and Wisconsin 65.01. So,
Which is the biggest spread we've seen since you started putting these up. So,
yeah, and I think the Illinois-Indiana thing was only one, probably because Illinois was on the road.
yeah, true.
So,
True.
this is definitely the most experienced lineup in the Big Ten. So, I mean, they
Yeah,
have
they're all like 27 years old, aren't they?
they have 4 seniors starting right now because Reavers hasn't started.
Just think when they all come back next year, they're going to be like
Exactly.
30-year-olds.
Yeah,
Because a college year is like 3 years actually.
exactly. So matchup to watch: Demetric Trice, Trent Frazier. I'm quite confident that this will be the way that the matchup is, because you got Trice 6', 180. It's a perfect matchup for Trent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the
Yeah.
one to watch.
And Trent's been playing defense really well. Trice is a very good guard, very good scorer. So hopefully he can continue to shut down guards.
So last night their lineup was Trice at the point, 6', 180 senior, averaging 13 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. You had Brad Davison, who's a dirty player, 6'4", 202
Most
senior.
hated player in the
Not-
Big Ten? Brad Davison?
Top 3, definitely.
Okay.
9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Then you got forwards. They have a big lineup. Aleem Ford, 6'8", 217, another senior, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Tyler Wall, 6'9", 220, sophomore, 5 points, 4 rebounds. And you have Micah Potter, 6'10", 248, senior, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Also note Nate Reavers, 6'11", 235, senior, averages 9 points, 3 boards, came off the bench, played 18 minutes last night. And then freshman guard Jonathan Davis, 6'5", 196, 6 points, 4 rebounds, came off the bench, had 17 points, 4 from downtown last night. So,
yeah, Potter's been struggling the last few games, I believe, which hopefully he doesn't find it. I think that he's going to have a hard time matching up with Kofi. So, and then Reavers, I know he likes shooting the 3. He's not great at it, but I think that Kofi, again, we talk about it every time this, Kofi dominated game, whatever. But I think that Io could have a really good game against this team. And hopefully Trent is still rolling, because Trent scoring, what's he averaging, 20 points over the last 2 games.
yeah.
He continues with 15 to 20 point games. Io, comes back. I hopefully plays with a lot of passion this game. Hopefully, and what we didn't mention, I forgot to mention this. That was the first game Io has fouled out since he's been at Illinois last night.
I don't even really think he's been that close to fouling out
Right.
either.
Right. Yeah, because they gave him the forearm shiver foul, which was weird last night, and then the one on the rebound was a little weird, but. Yeah, Io is not much. He usually doesn't foul when he's playing defense.
Well, that's just a testament to how garbage those officials were.
Right, right.
So matchup wise, it's going to be a little harder because they got 6'4", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
If you have the same lineup as last, I mean, you obviously go Trice and Frazier, probably Miller and Davison, and then, I mean, Ford and Grandison, Wall and Io, Potter, Kofi, something like that.
Yeah.
I think Wall plays the perimeter a lot, so I think Io could guard him.
Yeah, and they had Io on the 4 a little bit last night, which they don't ever seem to do. So I could see that, and maybe Hawkins will get some playing time in this game just because he's 6'9" and will be able to.
I wouldn't count on it. I think the better the
Got
Georgie
0.5 seconds last night.
The better the Georgie plays, the less Hawkins is going to play, and Grandison's still
That's
getting
true.
minutes too.
That's true.
And Georgie was like weird last night. I don't know. They still give him the ball so much that it surprises
because they don't guard it. Like, that's the thing, is like, I get it that people are mad because Kofi doesn't get the ball enough and Georgie gets the ball, but they guard Georgie a whole heck of a lot different than they guard Kofi.
Yeah, but Georgie Kofi still probably passes the ball out less.
Yeah, the thing that kills me is Georgie. Like when he got the ball on the top of the key last night and decided he was going to try to take it to the hoop, and then he throws it out. Like that ball wasn't going to be anywhere near going in. Luckily, they called it goaltending, but that's just like he tries to do things that he fundamentally can't. Which I wish there was some way to pull him back in.
Yes, I would tend to agree. It's reading something. All right. So that's what you're looking at. They have good depth and size and experience. They play a lot of guys, even though they got like 7 guys that'll usually get double-digit minutes, maybe 8. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they're
gonna have to play well. That's all I can say. There's your motivation.
Pretty much a 8-man rotation. Pretty
Yeah.
much 8-9.
They have 14 wins, and they are over Eastern Illinois, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. By the way, they were beating Arkansas Pine Bluff like 26-0 in that game. So very good team. Green Bay, Rhode Island. They beat a very good Loyola Chicago team by 14, a team that could get an at-large bid. Louisville, Nebraska, Michigan State, Minnesota, Indiana, Rutgers, Northwestern, Maryland, Penn State. Their losses are a bad loss to Marquette, not a great loss to Maryland, good loss, Ohio State, bad loss, Penn State, and they got obliterated by Michigan. So, I mean,
Wisconsin's a funny team. I mean, they're a team that sticks with you and makes you earn everything.
Unless you're Michigan.
But I think that you can play them out of the gym. I think it's possible to just be way better than them.
Do what Michigan did to them is what
Exactly.
Illinois should be striving for.
Exactly. That's
tough matchup.
That's the hope.
Predictions. Here we go. Do it.
I got Illinois winning this game 76-69. Nice. I think that they're gonna come out after that Indiana game, after they struggled. I hope they can come out in the first half, because if they don't and they get down like they did to Indiana, Wisconsin's not a team that's going to let you back in. So nice little 7-point victory. I'm sure the spread's going to be like 2.5, but so bet Illinois.
I think it's going to be higher than 2.5.
You think?
4.
4.
I mean, what was the spread against Iowa? 3.5. 3.
Oh, it was 2.5.
It was higher than expected. I'm going Illinois 73-72. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think they're going to stay hot, go on a run like they usually do in February. They always get that big signature February win. This could be that, because as a perfect segue, the Illinois-Michigan game could be postponed on February 11th, which to me, if you look at the reasoning, is a complete joke.
It's asinine. Come on. Every other team, after coming back from COVID protocol, has played games. And we're just going to say, okay, Michigan, you're leading the Big Ten. You go ahead and take 2 weeks to practice, because they're not only talking about not playing this game.
6 games.
They're talking about not playing the Wisconsin game afterwards. They
already had 4 postponed before this. So that's 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
This isn't – I don't think that this is on the Michigan coaches or players, but definitely on the AD and the school.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it's the players that are doing
they
this.
Want to play.
Yeah, but I don't think that Jawan Howard is mad because he gets 2 weeks of practice after coming back while he's already leading the Big Ten. So
yeah, here's the problem that I have.
Can't tell me he's complaining about it.
The reason that they don't want to come back and play right away is because they're only going to have 4 days of practice.
Yeah.
What are we doing? That's 4 days. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, it's not like they have no practice days. They took off on January 24th, and now they're supposed to be back on February 7th. The thing being 2 weeks in the first place was embarrassing. I don't know why this is like a thing. And I don't know if there's been any further reporting on this, but I find it very interesting that they could end up doing that.
It seems like that they're doing it.
Well,
from what
there was that report from Chris Ballas, who's a senior editor at the Wolverine.com. I don't know how plugged in he is, but he said Michigan won't play its February 11th home game with Illinois, and the Wisconsin game February 14th is up in the air.
Yeah.
First game back might be February 18th at Rutgers. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Here's some comments for you. Of course, dodging two good teams. Seriously, question mark, destroying this incredible season. When is someone going to report who is / are responsible for these decisions? The health department of the university, who is in on these decisions? Complete and utter BS. Another comment.
I like when you sent me that. I told you. I said, well, it's one easy way to win a Big Ten title, and you said, well, it's not the players. Yeah, it's not. You don't think the AD wants to win a Big Ten title? Think that doesn't look good for him?
I think the Big Ten should step in and ban them from winning.
Make them play. I think they should make them play.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't give them a 1 seed in good conscience if they don't play these two games.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
If you have any questions, you can send them in. Nobody watches us anymore. We are old news.
Every time you go off on a rant, we lose like 4 viewers, but
I don't know if that correlates, though.
I agree.
Coming up on Monday will be our first Countdown to March Madness show, and a March Madness that we actually expect to happen. So that'll be interesting. Lots to do there. I'm sure we'll have this bracket cam live and in action. So that's a thing, very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Give about 2 minutes here.
2 minutes.
A lot of dead air on the podcast. Let's go look at the net rankings in the Big Ten. So Michigan's third.
Yeah, since we're not doing it around the Big Ten this episode.
Yeah, Michigan's third. They have a 1 quad 1 loss. Their loss was to Minnesota.
And there's no way that they can go down, right? Because they're not playing.
I mean,
they're just there.
Yeah, I don't really know how that would work. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams in the Big Ten that are in the top of the net, or in the top 50 of the net, which makes no sense. But I think there's going to be 10 Big Ten tournament teams, maybe 9, somewhere around there, I would say. I think the odd teams out right now are Penn State, Northwestern, Michigan State, Nebraska. The good thing for Michigan State, if they can actually get some good wins here and climb out of a hole, is that 6 of their 7 losses are in quad 1, but still not good. 1-6 in quad 1 is horrendous. So you have Michigan 3, Illinois 5, Iowa 7, Ohio State 12, Wisconsin 16, Purdue 28, Rutgers 32, Penn State's 35th, which is just stupid. I mean, what are we doing? They're not good. Maryland 39, Minnesota 47, Indiana 48. And my guy, Tony Patelis, College Hoop News on Twitter, he said, can we please stop with the, quote, Penn State is good narrative? Because they're not good. Why are they even near the top 50? They're 6-8. They play no defense.
Yeah, that's crazy that they're that high in the net with a 6-8 record.
Yeah, 7 of their losses are in quad 1. Congrats. Has a good team ever lost 7 of those games?
You still lost. I don't care what quad they're in.
Yeah, they play no defense. So, and they're what, 1-7 in quad 1, I think? 2-7. What are their quad 1 wins? Wisconsin and some other garbage Big Ten school? Come on. That was too far at the end. I'm trying to find that. What would that win be? Who else did they beat? Somebody.
Penn State?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry. What, Wisconsin and who else do you think it is? Rutgers?
Did they beat Rutgers?
75-67 on January 21st.
Yeah, that will be a quad 1 win because Rutgers is 32nd.
They beat Virginia Tech. Is this year?
Oh, yeah, they did beat Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, 75-55.
All right, so here's what we're going to do.
Beat Virginia Tech by 20. Yikes.
Yeah, that was really early in the season. So, did they beat Rutgers on the road?
No, they were at home.
Okay, so that's not a quad one win because Rutgers is 32nd. You have to be top 30.
What about beating? Well, hold on. So Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech
On the road.
is okay. They have to be top 75, and Virginia Tech is 29.
Okay. And then Wisconsin, right?
Yeah,
Home?
that was at home, and Wisconsin is 16th. So that is a quad one win. Boom. There you go. If you have quad score points, ooh, this will be fun. Let's tally up Illinois' quad score points. All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Illinois quad score points. So they have 5 quad one wins. That's 20 points in quad one. Okay. But you have to -1 for all their losses. So 4 times 5 is obviously 20, right? And then 4 quad one losses makes it 16. So they have 16 quad one score points. Congrats. Quad two, they have 10 quad score points. And then 3 and 4, 1-0, 2-0. So 4. Wait. Son of a 2. Wait. I'm confused. 2. 20. No. 30. They have 30 quad score points. I don't know how good that is. Let's compare them to Baylor. All right. In comparison with Baylor, let's see. 24, 6, 6, 6. Baylor has 42. So it's not that bad. 42 to 30.
Sounds pretty good.
Gonzaga has 20, 26, 34, and 40. Maybe that's how they do the net rankings, by quad score points. Because you got, I bet that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Because you got Gonzaga has 40. I'm writing this down.
Figuring things out. Look at us. We're going to be real bracketologists before long. We'll get our doctorate.
Gonzaga has 40. Baylor has 42. Now let's see what Michigan has, right? Okay. I find it hard to believe that Michigan would have more than Illinois, but let's find out. Okay, so you have 12 and then -1, so 11. Then you have 12 again, so that's 23, so they are going to have more. And then you have 8, so that's 31, and then you have 2, 33. So they have 33, Michigan does. All right, the number 4 is Houston. So Houston is probably in between 30 and 33. So Houston has, I like saying it like that, 12.
Like saying woof.
This is very fun for people, I'm sure. 12, 9, -2. So that's 21 minus 2 is 19. Then you have 31. Wait a sec. I did the math wrong. Okay. 12 plus 9, 21 minus 2, 19. Plus 12, 31. Plus 3, 34. So Houston has more than Michigan. Interesting. What about Villanova? Just one more. We'll do one more, then we gotta fly. Okay, so Villanova, 8 -1, 7. 12, 19. 27, 28. Villanova has 28. That was great. No questions. All right. Jeez, people hate us.
Baloney.
That'll do it for
Bull
episode
malarkey.
number 50. Thank you for listening, even though nobody did. And we will catch you probably Sunday, and then we'll be doing this show on Monday. So
Get ready for it.
goodbye. Illinois should win Saturday. They better. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, are we doing a watch party?
It's up to you.
Keep in touch. We'll let you guys